All right, welcome back, everybody, to Call of Cthulhu. And now we are starting. I'm super excited for it. Horror on the Orient Express. So you guys get all. Now this is a fancy event. So Vito, the professor, unless you have one, the professor lent you a stunning suit for the occasion.
He wears a three-piece with a long coat.
But this is like formal. This is like kings, queens attire.
Yeah, I would need a tux.
Okay. So, he invites you guys to dinner right before the event. Meryl, I assume that you're probably not there yet. And just asks you to speak about your experiences when he gives the say-so. And then gives you tickets for tonight and heads off with a cheery wave. The butler, Bennett, bows to you and says, I will see you later, my friends. So you walk into the... well, first, is there anything you guys want to do before the thing?
I want to make sure I have a pure metal knife.
Well, you can't bring weapons into this.
Oh, no, I want to make sure that I got it when I had a chance.
That's fine, you had an entire month to do that. Okay, so...
can I take photos at this event, or are they going to frown at that?
No, that's
they have like
perfectly fine. No, that's perfectly fine. Yeah. Especially if you yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so
is the princess, would I know if the princess is...
Yeah, I actually was going to say the princess is probably there.
Okay.
Especially because
Are lighters and a cigarette allowed, or is that something I gotta smuggle in?
I would imagine that's fine.
Okay.
Sorry, now you're like echoing, or is that just me?
Probably me.
Okay.
Fix that.
So yes, so everybody who's anyone is coming to this gala. It's beautiful. Like I said, things shining like... This is where subjects of the crown spoke. Madame Curie, Marconi, Count von Zeppelin, Edison, all of those people spoke here. And yeah, so you guys get sat into a... I'm going to stop my music here. Okay, I always think that's funny when I have like I'm using the old halls too. So you guys get sat after like some, hellos and talking. Ronnie, you probably run into the princess, and she's escorting the famous opera singer around town until she leaves to return, leaves on her tour. So you probably meet her. Her name is, what did I say, Charlotte? Charlotte.
Oh, you are just lovely, ma'am.
Oh, my darling, aren't you just the sweetest, cutest thing?
Cute, that's a new one. Thank you, miss.
Welcome, and how do you know, what is the princess's name, by the way?
She has two names.
Princess Exposition.
I write that. Let me... I don't actually have a character sheet for her, so I gotta find these things. I sent myself.
How about Elizabeth?
Oh,
No, Diana. We get to say it, Princess Diana.
I actually found her name. Like, came up with names for her. There we go. Barani Shajar or Anne McKinley. Whichever. Or you use all four. Barani Anne Shajar McKinley.
Burani?
Is her full name.
Well, okay, I can't remember that. So, Burani.
Sure.
How about Princess Mac?
Shajari.
Anyways. How do you know Burani?
Oh, well, I was invited to photograph her recent wedding with her new husband. And we connected and started talking about some of her hobbies and found that we had a bit of a shared interest in haunted places around countryside.
Oh, you two are so strange, but it is wonderful to hear your stories. I'm sorry. It looks like the speech is about to start, or the presentation is about to begin. We mustn't be rude. I hope to hear from you later.
Of course.
What do we tell it? Ciao?
That's correct.
Ciao! Okay.
Film.
So you sit down and you see your friend, Dr. Smith, come to the stage. He starts off his speak. He starts off his speech kind of just joking around. He talks about a lot of the pretenders that he has seen in his line of work. Some were incredibly obvious, and it makes the audience laugh. And then after a little bit, he also makes fun of a few individuals. He calls out, sorry, it's going to take me a little bit to remember your name. He calls out Father Merrill and some of his escapades as he's went on. And everybody just kind of laughs, and it's generally good. And then he turns very serious. There proves to be, however, categories of repetitious phenomenon offering no simple elucidation. I refer to the poltergeist, to the traveler who suddenly finds himself dozens or thousands of miles or years from where he stood moments before, and to the haunting. My presentation tonight concerns the last. I say haunting.
Darn it, I was on vacation.
No interrupting this speech! Right. Meryl, I know you liked Shine, but this is my moment, dang it. And the audience laughs. Anyways, I say haunting and not ghost or spirit because alone of such, I can't say that word, epiphenomenal haunters. Yeah, no.
Phenomenon?
No.
Phenomenon.
No. Epiphenomena. Haunters
Phenomena.
can be buildings, lanterns. I'll say that was out of character, or you will be thrown out instantly. Right. Haunters can be buildings, lanterns, coaches and fours, swords, and so on, as well as men, women, dogs, bears, possessions, even armies. Worldwide, the store of casual anecdote concerning haunters is enormous. And I say epiphenomena because the haunting are not linked with specific observers, and the haunting presumably occurs with or without human witnesses, as we shall see. Thus, perception of such an event is secondary to the event itself, epiphenomenal to it. The essential characteristics of haunters are simple. The person or thing must have existed, must have disappeared in some sense, and then reappear once or many times. The location of the phenomenon may stay the same, may change. That which reappears may be partial and insubstantial, or be as solid and real seeming as any member of tonight's illustrious gathering. No other conditions are needed. Now, if you will please take a look at these 3 slides. The first one he shows is a Breton fishing boat. The second one he shows is a Norwegian woman. And the last one is a London cab. Each has like 3 different positions, and he starts sharing it. The 3 appositions do not coalesce from points, as most tales describe, but slowly emerge whole from invisible planes, as if passing through curtains of perception. By the way, I should have mentioned this before, but I will say that from starting this campaign, anything that you think is relevant to take notes of, take notes of.
I'm not a very good spot for note taking.
I'm not going to tell you what. I'm not going to give you any hints on that, but I will tell you before we get too much deeper, that this generally, yes, you fight monsters and stuff, but it is overall a mystery what's going on, you know? So anything you think that might be relevant, start keeping a thing of it. You can use the other Discord to take notes of anything you might think. And that's my warning. I will not say it again. Alright, let us continue. They emerge from invisible planes as if passing through the curtains of perception. Each is semi-transparent, and in that moment he traces the clear passage of a wave through the fishing boat and shows the image caused no froth or ripples. It does not resist water. In other of the slides, the audience sees the second or third photographers through the image of the apparition. Each apparition glows, as Smith demonstrates by isolating the reflections from nearby objects. Sampling attributes part of the glow to ionization, but not all. Careful indexing of the reflection indicates the level of ionization varied randomly during each event. The rate at which these 3 apparitions manifested motion was in comparison to normal movement, slowed down by consistent half in each case. Smith points out a ripple passing across the sail of the fishing boat. When 16mm cinematograph film of it speeded up quickly, the ripple seems normal, while the ocean wave becomes ridiculous. So does the staircase descent of the Norwegian woman seem less unusual when speeded up. The horse drawing the hand...
Are these video that he's showing and not just photographs?
No, just photos. 3 different photos. Or like 3 different angles. Oh, I guess, okay. Yeah. No, he's just saying like when they speeded it up with the like cinematograph film.
That's video.
So video.
Yeah.
Anyways, the horse drawing the handsome cab switches her tail casually, as if discouraging flies rather than making seemingly malevolent and mysterious gestures. Historically, each of these 3 apparitions was held to have disappeared, not to have been killed or destroyed. Though this observation could not be said true of every apparition. Comparatively, instances of touchable, solid apparitions rarely occur. I was unable to observe any of such. One might wait many lifetimes for a chance. Such apparitions seem not to be uniformly preserved. The south of England has been settled by man for many thousands of years, yet the vast majority of hauntings seem to have been produced in the past 5 or 6 centuries. Only a handful survive from Roman times. Thus, in conclusion, in the past 30 years, science has begun to learn about that which cannot be seen or normally sensed, and that some behavior on the atomic level is impossible in the greater world. I think that haunting offers clues to, so far, indefinable ways of arriving at an opening or a way into other dimensions. It is my belief that such hauntings represents clues concerning a natural universe much larger and much stranger than we imagine. The walls of what we perceive as normal have a subtle flexibility. Occasionally, and I greatly hope for understandable reasons, conditions allow interpenetration. The spectral haunting I have discussed represent attempts, perhaps random, perhaps purposeful, certainly unsuccessful ones, to return to this time and space by elements of it somehow removed. If we are energetic, and not a little lucky in our observations, students of paraphysicality may one day be able to move up and down time, or travel globally with minor effort, or perceive that which at present lies completely beyond our senses. Whether that which waits beyond is lightness, or darkness, or simply different, or evoked by our unstated desire remains the supreme question which, for the present, each must answer for himself. And now, I have brought with me a few guests who would like to share their story of some paranormal discoveries they created. And he calls you three up to the stage if anyone wants to go ahead and talk. And also, Meryl, if he calls you as well, if you want to share one of your stories.
I'll head up there with my enlarged photographs that I've been working on. I picked a few
Okay.
that really kind of show what's going on.
Okay.
And I'd
walk up as
gesture.
well.
Okay, I definitely look nervously at those behind me to get them to follow me up.
Now,
Vito's
I was
been,
waiting for you to finish before I said I was coming up.
Vito's been pigging out at the buffet.
okay.
Like,
I'll make my way up there.
yeah, I'll go up there too, but I'm keeping my food. So I'm gonna walk up there with a plate of food in my hand.
The Bennett will stop you before you get up there, and he'd be like, "Please do not embarrass my master. If you would, I understand your experience makes you think that you are special. However, this is a very, very honorable event, and I will not have you befuddle my master's name. So please enjoy the food or put it down and come to it later."
Oh, come on, Benny, don't be like that.
He stares you down.
You don't understand, Benny. It's caviar.
Just give the plate to him. I look over at him. Just give the plate to him, and he will hold on to it until you're done.
Could someone come help me? These photos are a bit larger than I usually work with, and I could use a hand getting them
I'm
set up.
moving over there after.
Oh, certainly, daughter.
with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'm actually playing a boy.
Yeah, everyone's a boy.
I'll give the food to Bennett. But, tell him I'm watching you, Benny.
He takes it. You see him walk away. You don't know what he's doing with it though. All right, so go ahead and tell your story to the crowd.
I'm gonna pull the crops that I'm still wearing, and I'm gonna just hold it up and make sure everybody can see it. I'm gonna tell them it didn't work.
They
I
laugh.
kind of face palm at this.
Well, you shouldn't start at the end. You need to start at the beginning.
I figured context.
We went
The professor.
to
The
investigate.
professor makes a big cough. I apologize for my friend's joke. He is quite the amusing chap. These three have witnessed what they think is paranormal activity. My dear friend Ronnie here has taken some enlarged photos for you to see. This occurred just a month ago in our little town of London at a house called the Corbett Mansion. Now, I will let them take it away. And the professor looks at you, he smiles, and he's like he thought it was hilarious, but he's like, puts a finger to his mouth and is like, shh. Like,
All right. Well, this first photo is of the house itself. we were asked to investigate this place after its owner had several families attacked and or episodes of insanity from several of the families that lived within it. None of the stories were very pleasant, and we started by
We began with investigating the backgrounds, who the people were that were attacked, and what happened to them after.
right, and we discovered that the house was originally built by a man named Mr. Corbett and passed along to one of his disciples after his supposed death. And through our investigation and our entry into the house, we discovered that he was in fact alive in a certain sense, but maybe he wasn't alive. And
More on that later.
One person raises their hand with a question.
All right, you.
Excuse me. What do you mean? He must have been dead. I read in the program that he was born in like 1876.
We're going to explain what happened at the end of the story. If you have any questions after that, we'll feel free to ask.
This is like a noble lady. She looks like irritated that her answer did not answer your question.
Well, yes, Mr. Corbett was born, as you say, ma'am. And we talked to some families that had been exposed to the incidents, particularly a lady who had been institutionalized and her daughter. And her daughter claimed to see a white man with red eyes, and I am afraid to say that I scared her quite a bit with my own appearance, and let's just say that she wasn't too happy with the way I looked. But that's beside the point. I'm not a walking zombie, I promise. I am a live man. But the monster that we found did indeed follow that appearance, and some of the families that had been exposed to it had gone mad. And so we went into the house and we investigated after learning all we could. Several of us, while within the house, were sort of possessed for moments of possession while we were in there, where we didn't have any control over our own actions. I'm afraid to say that I stabbed my friend here. I really didn't mean it.
The audience gasps.
Well, it's not like I locked both of you away into separate rooms.
Yes, well, I have some photos here of, unfortunately, I was too much out of my wits to get pictures of the man.
No, you weren't.
But I do have photos. Yeah, I was. I don't have any of the...
You got pictures?
No, I mean, you weren't out of your wits. Were you completely sane?
Well, I was sane, but I was fearful. That's what I meant. I meant I was fearful that I didn't take any photos of the man as he was moving. But I do have this photo here of a knife that he possessed, and it flew about the room and attacked us multiple times. And deep within the basement of the house, we found a bit of the basement that had been boarded shut. Behind it, we found the corpse of Mr. Corbett, and as we discovered it began to move, and my friend here put a few bullets into it, and it didn't really seem to faze it.
At all.
point blank, may I say. And then the next bit is a bit of a blur.
I came to my senses and stabbed it in the back while it was attempting to attack Ronnie here. He became undone by the dagger that I stabbed him with.
That means he died.
Whatever magic was holding him together, went away, and his body vanished, dissolved into dust.
They clap for your story. Also, I forgot to do this for you, but you guys Ronnie, when you took a picture in the room, I'm gonna post it in in our handouts and clues.
Sorry, what do you mean exactly?
When you took pictures in the room, I'm trying to find it where I put it. Trying to find where I put it. Ah, there we go. Ah! Oh, oops. You got a picture of this symbol. Oops.
Oh, like later when I was developing, I saw it or something?
I hope
Where
it
was
doesn't
that? In
tell
the
it.
basement room?
Yeah, like where he was.
Where his corpse was?
That's a modified pentagram.
Okay, so.
Where are you displaying this?
Oh, it's in the other
Hangouts and
Discord.
clues in Despair, Nightmares, and Monsters.
Yeah.
Different channel.
And handout and clues.
I know, it's confusing.
Yeah, I will put all of the clues in here, so. Oh my gosh. Alright, I have a needy cat. So yeah.
Still not seeing it.
I just pinged you for where it is. It's a completely different channel. Just go with it.
Oh, completely different. Okay.
Nami, good luck. Good luck, Nami! Oh my god.
Yep, we're operating
There
on
is
two
an
different
earthquake
servers.
happening on my computer or my desk right now. It is called a cat. But my desk is so full right now that she's like trying to walk around it. But she can't. All right. So yes. Okay. So everybody claps, and then Father Merrill, can you please introduce your character, and then maybe give us like a little story of what you do?
Well.
We need to get off the stage, don't we?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Thought we were gonna answer questions.
Oh yeah, that's right. Questions.
Well,
It's fine.
yep. Father Lancaster doesn't know anything about what you did last time. He's listening.
Yep. Okay, so you guys are done. Get off the stage. Let Father Merrill have his time.
Wait, we still need to answer questions. That's right. I forgot about that. I did promise to answer
it
questions.
happened. Too late. Father Merrill's time.
Okay.
Alright.
Beetle's gonna go chase down his caviar.
Oh yeah, so Bennett threw it away.
Motherfucker.
100%.
Alright. And it's on the list.
Well, that's what you get for arguing with him.
It's true, it is what you get.
I'm currently on hiatus. I work at the Vatican in special investigations.
I got a bone to pick with you, man.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I've seen many bones in my day. Some of them were still moving. It's not a bird's eye.
You don't understand, man. I used salt, didn't work.
Okay.
I used water, didn't work.
The power of Christ can compel him.
Okay, first of all, he's giving a speech. You're not even there. You're chasing Bennett for caviar.
Yeah.
So you could have your witty comebacks at him later at the celebratory dinner.
All right. To be continued.
Well, it all started when I ran away to join the army to stop the South from seceding. I joined up with the 28th Illinois Volunteer Infantry. I was a drummer. I did my duty. But then, that first night after the Battle of Shiloh, I seen a figure dressed like a Confederate officer walking across the battlefield up near the Hornet's Nest. You know, that's where the fighting was the most intense that first day. They sounded like 100 men chanting in the devil's own language to me. Then out of the evening mist, this strange, bulbous, tentacle form was hovering over the battlefield where the dead and wounded lay where they fell. Injured men was screaming like they was dying, and the next morning, many of the dead had disappeared. Next morning, I went out with the stretcher party and found Colonel Williams. He was our colonel, you know, and he kept mumbling. He said he was hiding under his dead horse from he said, the horror behind the stars. I stayed with him as his dog robber. That's what you call the guy who helps out the officers, you know. While he was in the hospital where he kept having these nightmares, and they kept getting worse and worse. He resigned his commission. They even offered to promote him to general, and he wouldn't have none of it. He went back to his farm, and I never saw him again. But the funniest thing, as soon as he left, I started having the nightmares. So after I got wounded myself later, that's why I kind of limp when I walk, there was a priest who was there at the hospital helping out, and I told him my story. And he told me that there was people that know how to fight this sort of stuff. So when I finally went and growed up, I joined the seminary and I became a priest. Now, I realize that my accent in English sounds like a rusty saw, but I'm told that my liturgical Latin is quite accent-free. So I've been working for the Vatican for the rest of my life. I mean, I spent some time in a parish in Massachusetts doing some volunteer work at an asylum, but that's when the Vatican noticed me. So I've been traveling and researching and looking for more of this stuff because it shows up once in a while. There is something out there that does not like God's children. So that's what I do. I'm an investigator. I find out things. I've seen some things. Oh my. But right now I've come to London to visit my friend, the professor. We've been having like pen pals for several years.
Yes. He doesn't like to concede to me, even though he knows I'm always right.
Just because I didn't finish my doctorate, I have like 2 classes left, but I got busy.
Yes. He's a good man, though. Speaking of which, I posted another thing in the handout and clues section. And also, that was beautiful. Thank you for that. Okay.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, you guys get off the stage, and everyone is hovering around the professor, congratulating him for his speech, and coming up to you guys to talk to you about your hunting. And there's just a really nice atmosphere. Like, everything is very happy. Like, you and Meryl, you and the professor have your, like, little bout is like the good old days kind of thing. And I need you guys to make, during all of this hubbub, I need you guys to make spot hidden rolls for me.
Make what?
Spot hidden rolls for me, please. And you need to get a hard success.
Alright, it's being stubborn. Give me a minute.
A little bit nervous.
Well, my thing is loading up. I don't know why it's taking so long.
Hey, Sky, have you given Rob a little bit of description of the rest of us, or should we spend a
Oh
little
yeah,
time just
actually, go ahead. Yeah, you after the last spot hit and roll, you guys can introduce your characters. Okay, you guys are all oblivious. So, I'll just say. So I gave this roll a hard success level. So even though you succeeded, you still didn't beat the required level. Does that make sense?
Did Rob whisper it to you?
Oh.
No, it should be visible there. It says 36 out of 55, which in hard would have been 27.
Yeah.
It says.
So, but I was just pointing out. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right. So yeah, go ahead and introduce your guys' characters.
All right. Well, Ronnie is like a tall, skinny albino with red eyes, and his right hand is disfigured. It's a birth disfigurement, which means that some of his fingers grow long enough, and so they're just kind of stubs. And he's really tall, but he's like kind of tree-like, not beefy.
Like Slender Man, but
And then he was the one with all the photographs, so I would imagine that's his, and he's carrying around a camera, so.
Oh, great.
Yeah. That's Ronnie. Although his full name is actually Ronald Smith. At a fancy gathering like this, he would probably use his full name, not the nickname.
you can go ahead.
No, you go first.
So Vito is currently chasing down his caviar, but his appearance is. Do you know who Joe Pesci is?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so he looks exactly like Joe Pesci. Finally, somebody who knows. Like he's a very short, charismatic mobster.
Slightly balding, but carries himself with such presence that nobody cares, or they're afraid to say, right?
Big smile, very charming.
I say he's Edward
Dresden
Elric.
is based off of Harry Dresden from the Dresden Files books. So he's going to look very similar to him.
Which is? I know what you're talking about, but I don't know if Rob does.
I'm not very good at descriptions. Kind of tall, lanky, wears a huge, what is that coat called?
It's like a duster.
Yeah, wears a huge leather duster and carries around two pretty decently sized revolvers. They're actually named off of characters from the books. Mouse and Murphy.
Okay.
Father Lancaster will be quite interested. He has a military background, and he'll even show you his prized 1860 Army model.
Well, you can't do it here because there are no weapons allowed.
Back at the hotel.
All right. So yeah, you guys go to a dinner. The princess and Charlotte come with you. Charlotte is just all the buzz about your story. And same with Meryl's story. She's just asking you all these questions. Charlotte is a famous opera soprano that is now currently touring through Europe. So she's like the cutest little like thing going back and forth. Like she doesn't like allow you guys to answer the questions. It's more like she's like, so what happened? Did you get stabbed? Oh, Brother Merrill, that story was absolutely fantastic. I definitely want to hear more. And Vito, I heard that Ronnie stabbed you. Can I see it? Like that kind of thing. Like not actually like allowing you to answer the questions. Just like
And
like
getting all the information wrong.
like super.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes. And
Yeah,
so
I
it's
didn't
like, yeah.
It was Dresden who got stabbed. I have the scar to prove it.
Well,
Still feels terrible about that.
He walked it off.
Did
You
you
both
realize
were in the
he
hospital
almost,
for like a week.
did you realize Dresden almost went, if he would have had another turn, he probably would have stabbed Vito.
Probably. Actually, Vito's more pissed off about the stairs than the whole situation. Like, the stairs are like I could have fought for another round if it wasn't for the stairs.
Maybe if you weren't so clumsy.
It was the stairs.
oh, did
It wasn't
the
even
stairs
real
attack
stairs
you?
anymore. At one point, I put a ladder down in front of the stairs.
And he slipped off the ladder too.
Yes.
Oh my.
No, I didn't slip
Perfect
off.
comedic effect.
It must
It
be
wasn't
because
off
you're
the ladder. It was
short.
through the ladder.
You shouldn't mind being so teeny tiny. I'm sure you'll make a woman very happy one day.
I doubt it, but it's open.
She just like insulted you and complimented you at the same time.
Yeah.
I caught that.
All right, so the evening passes.
Dresden kind of chuckles at that.
If there's anything else you guys want to do in this celebratory moment, please, now's your time.
Can I find the doctor?
A doctor? Sure.
Mhm.
Sure, I'm sure there's a famous
You mean
doctor
the
there.
professor?
Yeah, the professor.
I was like, what do you want a doctor for? Yeah, you guys are sitting
What
with
seems
him.
to be the problem there, son? I think I might be able to do a little country medicine.
No, he had talked to the big guy who set all this up. The one up there who gave the speech.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
Ah,
guys are,
yeah, my pen pal. I know him.
you guys are having dinner with him.
So Dresden is,
Yes, my dear boy, how can I help
Dresden
you?
has found a quiet, dark corner of the room to try and study the books, make sure he remembers everything.
Okay. Okay, yes, Vito, what can I do for you, my dear boy?
Yeah. So that speech you gave up there,
Mm-hmm.
I noticed you had a lot of questions, eh?
Yes.
Well, it seems to me like I'm stuck in this now, which is ain't happy about it, but I go forward. But I just wanted to say my piece. When I was back in the States, and I was living in an orphanage, we had this sister who took care of us, Sister Mary. And she told us once, don't bother the neighbors. They're drunk, they're angry, and they got a shotgun. And you know what we did? We never bothered the neighbors. Because they were drunk, they was angry, and they had a shotgun.
Okay. Where are you
You
going?
get what I'm saying?
So you're saying don't research into the other world?
I'm saying if you're gonna bother the neighbors, make sure they ain't drunk with a shotgun.
Well, my dear boy, science always has some risks involved. However, he taps her on the shoulder. I appreciate your concern, but don't worry about me. We scientists put our life on the line every day to discover new things. I'm not a scientist. Sorry, I am.
Also, where's Benny? He's got my caviar.
Now, and there you go. Look,
Like I got real serious for like a couple seconds, and I was like, all right, that's done. Now I want my caviar.
Oh, my dear boy. Come, let me tell you a story or two. And he walks over you with gets some caviar, and he also like pours you this like really nice wine. Um, like teaching you the finer things in life, kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Vito's like deer in headlights. This this is the most expensive meal he's ever had, and it's just like the buffet snacks.
Awesome. Okay.
Ronnie will approach the father and and he'll say, "So did you really see something like that? The tentacle monster that you spoke of."
Who, me? Yeah, I told you. Uh, see the collar? See the habit? Priests don't lie,
What else have you seen? You seen ghosts?
Most of what I've seen is in the research, drawings from the 6th century, things like that. I have seen some relics. Some of them seem to be true relics. Some of them were frauds, and some of them were quite malevolent frauds where, they would shake around in their box because they were haunted. Things like that.
How did you know they were haunted?
Because they was shaking around in the box, and they wasn't supposed to do that. See, Saints bones won't do that.
So, no ghosts then?
Well, I suppose you could call that a ghost. Yeah. Mostly I deal with investigating possessions and that sort of thing.
Always wanted to get a photo of a ghost. See if they show up on film. I was really hoping this last one was, but turned out just to be a really old man. Like, way beyond his time.
No, you see, there was a guy named Thompson that wrote a treatise on the subject that said that spirits will appear in photography. But then there was a guy named Phillips in this other treatise that says that none of the supernatural can possibly appear on film, except perhaps if they're holding an object, the object will appear, but they won't appear. So I don't really know which way it is, but I will be interested to find out.
Can I show you something? Something that showed up in my photography when I was working in my dock room.
Certainly, my boy, certainly.
I'll show you the little symbol that Sky posted in the other channel. Do you know? Have you seen this before?
Yes. That's in the books. That's one of the magic circles that certain cults use. Sometimes it's a symbol of summoning. Sometimes it's a symbol of protection. People who are very superstitious about witches use these sometimes.
Well, this was in the basement of that house we spoke about. The same room as the corpse that we found.
That says bad things about the owners of that place you were in.
Well, I mean, the old owner got up and attacked us, so yes, I suppose there is bad stuff.
You know what, Father
Yes,
Merrill?
I've met many reports of those sorts of things.
Father Merrill, you can go ahead and make like a... I keep trying to figure out what the roles are. Maybe history or occult. Occult or Cthulhu if you have that. But it'll be a hard success.
Am I within line of hearing of them?
You said you went to a corner to study, so I would say no.
Alright.
Hang on, my internet's been slow.
What should I do to... actually... never mind.
Yeah, so I would say occult. Nope, you don't know the symbol.
So I will give yet another contradictory answer with much more detail than the young fellow wants to know. About on the third page at this point it says
All right. Well, I suppose I'll just keep an eye out for any more of these.
Okay, so the evening passes. It's a lot of fun, and the professor and Bennett say goodnight to you and head out. And and you guys go back to your hotels or homes or wherever you might be staying. The next day, a newspaper clipping catches your eye.
ouch.
I'll post it there, and I'll also post it in the
I caught that. That was funny. I chuckled.
That was smart. Yeah, I caught it. What in the world?
So I posted there, and I posted in the chat or in the handout clues section as well. So this newspaper article catches your eye.
Pulls out phone to actually read this thing.
Yeah, it's pretty small.
I put it on. Is it small in the
It's blurring in your stream.
I can read it if you. Oh well, yeah, But I also posted it in handouts. Is it there too?
I clicked on it and opened it in a browser so I could zoom in.
I tried to do that, but I don't know how to.
Control plus or Control minus to make it smaller.
Aha!
Yeah, since I got a PDF version of the book, I literally just clipped it, so it might be kind of blurry. But if you need me to read it, but otherwise, if you guys can read it.
It should be good to read it. Just give me a minute.
Woo.
I love the old British spelling for Muhammad.
Let me know when you guys have all read it.
Ooh, that is fascinating. Fascinating.
Okay, so for my stream, I shall read it. Okay. Man dies 3 times in one night. 3 bodies in hotel. Each man carried same identity. London. 3 slain men were discovered last night in a London hotel, each bearing positive identification as Mr. Mehem Makrat of 3 Bromley Lane. Huh?
Muhammad.
That's Muhammad? I didn't know that's how you spelled it. Oh.
It's kind of a Victorian spelling of Muhammad.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, they pronounce it with a space. It's Mohammed.
I didn't know that. So then what's the last name? Makrat? Makrat?
Yeah, the first one, I think.
Right, Muckrat.
3 Bromley Lane, Islington. Each had been stabbed through the heart. Maids at the Chelsea Arms Hotel discovered the remains. The room also was registered in the name of Mr. Makrat. Bona fide papers identify the trio as one man, the Mr. Makrat, who is a Turkish antique and art dealer in the city. The victims bear superficial resemblances, and each had passed as Mr. Makrat since independently arriving in London 3 days ago. Confusingly, the real Mr. Makrat, or at least the man described by neighboring shopkeepers as Mr. Makrat, cannot be found. Police request that he come forth. The passports of these Turkish nationals record independent worldwide travels for each man over the past 3 years. Inspector Fleming of Scotland Yard is at a loss to describe the meaning of this bizarre mystery, but is eager to converse with any other Muhammad Makrats still living. Okay.
Well, how many of these fellas is there?
Is
So,
my sister involved in this investigation?
she doesn't work at Scotland Yard, right?
Yeah, she looks at the London Police Department.
Then no, but she probably has heard of it.
Scotland Yard, if I remember right, is basically FBI, right?
It's like the higher level of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you see that article, and then the next few days pass, and I want you guys to make a spot hidden roll for me.
Oh, sorry. Spot hidden.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Of the newspaper? Or what are we looking at?
You'll see. Okay, so Dresden, Ronnie, and Meryl, you feel like someone's following you. But when you turn around to look, you don't see anybody.
Are we slowly growing paranoid?
Can I I want to try to duck behind something. Okay. I want to try to lose them, duck behind something, and then see if I can spot more than just looking over my shoulder.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. I duck down an alley and try to watch the passers-by, see if anyone seems like they're looking for someone.
All right. You don't see anything weird.
Try taking a selfie.
That's really tough in this day and age.
Yeah,
Cameras are really big.
Yeah, if you can hold 20 pounds at arm's length and set off a firework at the same time, it might work.
I mean, it'd be impressive.
All right. So then another day passes, and I need you guys to make another spot hidden roll for me, please.
Oh, I see why the rest of you can't see it. I accidentally had Whisper to Keeper turned on.
Yeah, I was wondering because it's kind of gold or yellow. Wait, is this your newest one? Dresden and Meryl, did you roll?
Dresden
Yes, I rolled.
Okay, so
I rolled 44.
Okay, so this is hard to do secretly. So Vito and Ronnie, make a vow to me that you won't look at handouts and clues until Meryl and Dresden let you.
Sure.
Well, you just shoot DMs.
Yeah, I could, but...
And then just one of us can just resend it.
Or you could send it on a private message.
That's what I just said.
I just put it in the handouts.
I won't look.
Clues.
I swear.
So,
yeah, I won't look.
Old Man Meyer and Old Man... I thought it was reading your Discord name. Thrawn. You can look at the handouts and clues section. Handout number 3.
Well, you can't get used to my to my name.
Yeah, I'm just looking at different names.
Okay, so just for interesting fact, Scotland Yard is actually, their jurisdiction is everything except for the actual city of London. They're responsible for the metropolitan area, but then there's the London Police, which is for the city of London, where Scotland Yard doesn't have jurisdiction.
Quite correct.
Mm-hmm. I did not know that. But I do now.
Oh, okay. So we got that going on.
A slice of bacon is a slice of bacon to me.
Wait, are these?
Do you guys want to share that? Well, I guess you're probably not living together, but
Nope.
yeah.
I think I'm at the same hotel as the guy who has the 2 guns. Is that Vito?
That'd be Dresden.
Yep.
Dresden, yeah.
Actually, yeah, all 3 of you are out-of-towners. I'm the only one that actually has a home in the city, right?
So, Dresden and Meryl, do you want to do anything regarding that article?
I sent you a DM about it real quick. I want to make sure I have that information.
Is that our professor?
Yes.
Hey, guys.
Hold on. You're.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I definitely want to go there.
I'm going to definitely tell them about that, too.
Yes, I'll
but do you
tell
have a way to
the others. Please excuse me. I need to go to my friend the professor's house here. It burned down last night.
Do you have a way to contact Ronnie and Vito?
I probably have telephone number for my house. If it's early enough in the morning, that I'd still be there.
Vito would either be, so he lives in his friend's attic, but he's working for the lady there at the bar.
Can we have agreed to meet up at that bar?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, sure.
Because I was going to look at the other guy's pistols, and I was going to show him my Civil War hog there.
Sure. Okay, so you guys meet up at the bar, and and share with them this information. It's so tiny.
So didn't y'all see a Jimmy Beddoes that was working for the Dr. Smith? Was he at the banquet
I
last night?
renamed him Bennett.
Yes, that was the manservant that
His name.
tossed out Vito's caviar.
Stole my goddamn caviar.
I renamed him Bennett.
You did argue with him. Just remember that. You just gotta learn to not argue with people.
So, you guys gather at the bar, and this is the article that, well, I'm sure Meryl and Dresden, I'm sure you're showing them. Oh,
yep.
Right, and I posted it in handouts and clues as well, so you can look there, but I'm going to read it. All right, so Professor Holmes Burns fears for his safety. London. Professor Julius Arthur Smith, a figure well known in the academia, was shot today following the burning of his home under mysterious circumstances. Missing also is Dr. Smith's manservant, one James Bennett. I renamed him Bennett. Witnesses say a man resembling Beddoes ran from the house just before the fire broke out. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Dr. Smith or Bennett is requested to contact Detective Sergeant Rigby at Scotland Yard's Arson Division.
I tried to tell him the other day.
You did.
I thought this London place was supposed to be a little more civilized than most, but this looks like the Wild West.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree.
We are more civilized. Seems odd.
Alright,
Perhaps we should go look.
Do you think this has anything to do with the 3 Muhammads?
That could have been a case of that could have been a case of stolen identity, too.
I don't think those have anything to do with one another.
That was a weird one, though. They all 3 had the same papers.
I mean, it was odd, but I don't see any reason that they're connected.
Oh, you mean you guys ain't figured it out yet? No, nobody. It's easy. Just think about it. They're all Turkish, right? And they're in a foreign country.
Right.
Spies.
That could be. That could be. Could be brothers. Could be brothers.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well,
Nah,
the three who went missing, the three who were found dead, are criminals of some sort, and the one that is missing right now is a legitimate businessman.
I don't think they're connected. There's no reason to think that this fire and those three strange deaths are related.
You're probably right, son. You're probably right. It's just this is odd. It happening. I know from experience. Stabbing a man in the heart is not as easy as it sounds, and it was done 3 times. That ain't right.
it depends on where you stab them. The front or the back.
Well, it would be dishonorable to stab him in the back.
Ain't no such thing as dishonorable in a fight, brother.
Father, you knew the professor quite well. Do you know if he had where he would flee to if he was worried about pursuers?
Like maybe he's got a safe house or something.
Not that I know of, but I might try his office at the university.
That may be. Yes.
Okay.
Is it on us to find him?
Well, I for one am concerned, so we really ought to hunt him down and find out what he's up to. Besides, these Scotland fellows, they want to know about it too.
I agree. I'd say we investigate.
Yeah. Looks like we're all doing this. I'm gonna go up to the bar and tell the boss I'm stepping out about a job.
Okay.
So, which university does he teach at?
The only one I know in London is Oxford, so let's go with that.
Cambridge?
Oh yeah, that's true.
I thought Cambridge was up the country a bit. Wait.
I would say Oxford. All right. So you head into the university, and the people at the university tell you that they haven't seen him at all.
University of London. Just straight up University of London.
It says that in the little bio you gave us.
I just
does
found
it?
it too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You read that. Okay. So yeah, the people at the University of London haven't seen him at all. They have absolutely no idea. They let you into his office.
Do they think it's weird that they haven't seen him at all?
I mean, yeah. A fire happened at his house. They're worried that he might be dead. Of course they think it's strange, and the fact that Bennett hasn't said anything, like those two are best friends. Like he wouldn't let anything happen to the professor.
When
Could you direct me to his office, please?
The other thing I would like to point out is he is a traveling scholar. He'll be the kind of person who could potentially vanish for months and then show up randomly.
What are you talking about?
In the handout, it indicates that he is he kind of travels around a lot.
Well, I'm sure he takes a break from the universities and not when he's busy teaching classes.
Yeah, maybe he goes around from place to place giving lectures, but every professor's got to have like a base they're based out of.
When was the
A
last time?
sabbatical.
When was the last time you saw the professor? I had
Well-
asked the fellow we're interviewing at the university.
Well, I guess the last time I saw him was the day before yesterday. And nothing seemed strange at all. He seemed perfectly fine.
Could you direct me to his office?
Sure, but I don't think you're going to find anything. She brings you to his office and it's spotless as usual. I mean, you see the article about the three Mohammeds on the table. It looked like maybe he was like investigating it, but that kind of makes sense to you, Meryl, because it's something strange, that happened, and he was very interested in, strange occurrences. So that doesn't really seem too out of the ordinary. But other than that, it seems perfectly normal.
I'll point that out to the others, and while they're examining it, I'll just take a quick perusal of the shelves in his office. Anything that stands out?
Not really, no.
Well, I suppose maybe it is connected, but simply because the professor was investigating these deaths.
Well, that is the sort of thing he was looking into. Why don't we drop by the British Museum? I've been meaning to go there anyway.
Say, Professor, did you and not Professor, say, Doctor, did you and the Professor ever, talk in codes?
Wait, who are you asking?
Father.
The
He's a
doc-
father.
Oh, he's a father, my bad.
Yeah, priest.
He's got a clerical collar and a monk's habit, so yeah.
Alright. Yeah, did you and the Professor enjoy ever talk in codes? Maybe leave messages for each other somewheres?
Well, we did try to put, brain teasers in our letters to each other, but only in jest.
Huh. So, say as one of you was in trouble, you wouldn't, have some kind of code?
Oh, we're not that close. We're merely pen pals.
Well, isn't that how it works?
Well, I traveled here because I had some time away from the Vatican, and he invited me to come hear his speech.
So no code.
I don't know, Game Master, would anything like that?
I mean, that's up to you. I don't know what kind of code you guys talking. No.
Well, I mean, if they're pen pals, and they write letters to each other, maybe
Yeah.
they've got like some kind of like a safe word, like he'll randomly write, oh, today was an avocado day, and avocado is a safe word to tell him that, oh, I'm in trouble.
No, nothing like that.
Or
Okay.
code phrases. The chair is against the wall.
Look, they're not criminals. The only one
No.
who's going to be doing that would be Vito.
Or spies. Spies.
This is
Does
true.
Mr. Bennett have an office here as well, or does he have a room to rest in while he doesn't?
No, he
working?
lived with the professor, actually. I don't think
And-
he... I gotta...
Do you have the professor's address? Would it be alright if we went and checked to
I
see
mean-
if he had come back?
I can't give you permission. The police must give you permission for that.
Right.
I pull out a pair of spectacles and a wrinkled piece of paper out of my habit. Oh, he lives at... Because I send him letters all the time.
Right. Right, we do have that. Unless you sent him letters here, then you don't have that.
Well, wouldn't his address be in the papers? Does it burn
You
down?
guys know his address.
No.
At least Meryl definitely knows his address.
Okay. Should we go out there, or should we perhaps investigate the deaths and follow the trail that he was following?
Oh, should we stop at the British Museum? He does much of his research there as well.
Well,
Well, if
we
you
can
think
stop
he
at
might
each.
be there, sure. That is probably a little bit closer.
That's a good question. Which is closer, the museum or the residence?
I would imagine that the museum would probably be.
Let's swing by there and see if they have seen him, and if not, then let's go see what happened to his house.
All right.
Maybe that Meadows rascal left something behind.
Right. And if we do need some influence with the police, I can always call my sister. She probably works with Scotland Yard every once in a while.
Okay. So
I'll lean over and whisper to the photographers, like, how do you get over the fact that those men are wearing dresses?
Which men are wearing dresses?
The Scotsmen?
Well, I mean, it is a little odd, but that's just kind of the thing.
Scotland Yard wouldn't be wearing. It's Scotland Yard. It's not Scotland itself.
Is that what he's talking about?
Yes, he's talking about kilts.
No, I mean, I thought he was asking about the Scottish, not the people at the Scotland Yard. No, they're police officers. They just wear uniforms like everyone else. The Scottish, up north, they do wear the kilts occasionally.
It's really funny listening to these conversations.
So you're saying that the Scotland fellas here has been reformed? That's a good thing.
Excuse
well, they're
me.
not actually Scottish.
Excuse me. I'm sure this is a fascinating conversation, but I really must get back to work. So if you don't mind taking it somewhere else.
Right. Sorry.
Could we leave a message with you?
Sure.
If you see the professor, let him know that I desperately am seeking conversation with him, and if you can contact me at this hotel.
Of course. And please do the same for us and the police. All right, and she goes back to her work. So, it's probably about like afternoon, so you could probably get to the museum today, but not both places.
Okay. Well, I suppose we could check out the museum. Maybe they have something on Turkish fellows there. Turkey.
Well, they like.
I miss Turkey. I haven't had a good Thanksgiving for years.
I was just gonna say they like Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, I shouldn't. That was bad. They actually call it Turko or Turko here. Turko.
I'm so confused.
Okay. I see what's going on here.
All right, so you head over to the British Museum, and the staff let you in, and kind of tell you the exact same thing that the people at the school told you. They haven't seen him. They're also worried about him. They actually haven't seen him a lot longer than the people at the university. They saw him maybe like right before the lecture, and then haven't seen him since, and they don't seem to know much more than the people at the university do. And silence. Hello?
I'm here. I had food.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the night...
Wait, let's kick off.
Hmm?
Kind of waiting for things to kick off.
So it's getting into evening. So, if there's anything you want to do at the museum, but there's not much more that they can give you than the other places have.
Is there like a exhibit that he has contributed to? I want to spend some time, like, if there is, perusing it and kind of learning about some of the things that he more than just the lecture he had the other evening.
Or perhaps he's been doing some research back in the stacks. Could you maybe tell us what he's been writing about?
I'm sorry, I don't have anything for you. He was not very open with what he was researching.
Well, what part of the museum was he researching in last?
Ancient artifacts, I suppose? Historical...
So how long until the museum closes?
I'd say for about an hour.
Well, let's go off to ancient artifacts again. Let's see if some of those fellas know what he was looking at.
Okay. They're gonna tell you the same thing. They don't know anything. He was very secretive about his research. They can tell you some of the books he checked out.
I'll note those down. Well, why don't we swing by the professor, see if we see anything?
Well, you won't
I
have...
think it's a bit out of town. I think it would take us a little bit to get there.
Now, I have heard, and the professor has bragged upon, the wondrous taxis you have here. I believe they could get us there.
Well, yes, but it'll probably be dark before we get there.
Yeah, I'd
Does that
say,
matter?
I am not afraid of the dark.
Well, I ain't afraid of the dark neither, but I don't want to be alone in it.
all
Well,
right.
I suppose we're going together, right? Won't be alone.
You remember what happened? We were all in a dark place.
Well, yes, but we're all okay. Came out all right.
Yeah, let's not separate the group too much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so...
We could go talk to them Scottish policemen.
I would say that you
We could do
probably don't have more for today. I would say that your day is coming to a close. But, Meryl, So, basically the staff tell you that he was researching something, but they didn't quite catch what the name was. The best that they could maybe guess is that it was like some sort of ancient artifact, but before he left he mentioned that if he wanted to find anything else out, he would have to go to the Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris because there was not enough information here about it.
Where is the artifact itself at?
They have no idea. They don't even know what he was researching.
It was probably a trinket he had with him. Well, I propose that we meet up again in the morning, have a look at the professor's house, and if we don't find anything worthwhile, why don't we book passage over to Paris?
Should we?
So you're telling me,
It's not a bad idea.
you're telling me this guy had an object of unknown origin and power in his pocket?
Well, what else would he carry it, young man?
I don't know, in a box with a lock?
For example, he didn't actually have it.
Excuse me, Meryl. If you do want to go to the Nationale, you will need this. And she gives you like a academic letter of introduction that you'll have to give to the library in Paris if you do end up going there.
Perfect.
Okay, so I don't know if you want to like write that down or just remember you have it.
Well, if you think the professor was investigating these 3 deaths, maybe we should look into that before we leave town.
Yes, we should.
Track down all of the avenues before we go charging off into some unknown that may not even be.
Or that he got
Agreed.
infected too.
But time will be of the essence.
Alright, so tomorrow we go inspect his house. If we need permission, we'll have to deal with folks at the Scotland Yard. And then if we have time, we can do some digging around at the hotel about these deaths. Or Scotland Yard may have answers for that too.
It's always good to investigate it for ourselves when we get a chance as well.
Okay.
Right.
So, you guys heading back to your respective places of sleeping?
Uh-huh.
Right.
One thing I would like to do before I go to, well, maybe find a street telephone, and I want to call the newspaper and see if they have anything more that wasn't written in the article, or like photos that maybe I could stop by and pick them up first thing in the morning from the hotel thing.
Hold on, I gotta find it. I should know. They refer you to the Embassy of Turkey. Say that if anything was that they would probably be able to give you more information.
Okay.
Or Scotland Yard.
Okay.
Okay, so as you guys are getting ready for bed, everybody hears a knock at their door, and then this slides under the door.
Is that J-A or F-A?
The J.
That is a J? Okay.
Does it
It's
say
hard
where?
to...
Yeah.
Doesn't say. His office, his burned down house.
No, it has an
It'll say where to
address.
go.
It has an address attached. So on the front of the calling card is an address in Cheapside, a very low class area of London, and Meryl, you know that he would like never go to an area like that. Also posted the
Well, I'll go
handout.
gather my belongings and immediately head out.
Okay.
I'll take how far would you say it's probably from my flat?
Where? I don't know.
Downtown, we're downtown London, probably.
So if it's a low class area of London, I don't know London at all, unfortunately.
EastEnders.
I'd like to take my bicycle if possible, rather than a car.
Well, let's map of London. All right. So you're in downtown. It's Cheapside. I think it might be too far via biking. Yeah, it's gonna be like a really far away via biking.
Okay. He just said not to let anyone follow, and I feel like having a cabbie drop me off is pretty suspicious, rather than just getting myself there.
The whole thing could be a trap.
Here's what I'll do. I have the cabbie get me to the neighborhood, and then I'll have him put my bike in his in the back.
Okay.
And then I'll bike the last bit.
All right.
To try to go stealthily and hide my trail.
So Meryl and Vanya are going. Dresden and Vito, are you?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll go.
All right. Are you gonna have like your gun ready or something?
Oh, absolutely. Like, it's not gonna be drawn, but I'll definitely have my hand on it.
Okay. All right. So you guys get to the residence, and when you knock on the door, Beddoes opens it very slowly and lets you in. You guys can make psychology rolls.
Dang, I'm rolling good today.
Oh, remember that when you get a success, put a check only on a success. Oh, I forgot to tell Rob that. I'm sorry. Whenever you get a success on a skill, put a check mark next to the box, and it should have it on the thing. So far you've gotten a spot hidden.
Yeah,
I think only spot hidden. Yeah.
Did I get in the cult once too?
It's only when you succeed, so your spot hidden has a check on it. Okay, so Dresden, so you guys come to this address in Cheapside, and it's just a grimy building on a not very well distinguished street. And Beddoes is clearly Dresden, you notice Beddoes is like nervous, like really nervous. Like he's usually very chipper, and he's just like shaking. But when you walk into the room, you see Smith, and his like whole right side is just burned. He's sitting up in the room, but his breathing is like really, really heavy. He sits up and wheezing, he greets you and, "Thank you, my friends. I am truly sorry for calling you here like this. But please."
Where's my damn caviar?
While he's talking, I'm watching this is the very suspicious one, whose name is currently evading me.
Is this Dr. Smith or Beddoes?
Beddoes.
The one who stole my caviar.
Please, I don't have
Would you
much
just
time.
drop it about the caviar?
Yeah.
I do not have much time here, my friends. Please listen. Thank God. Because of my injuries, I cannot bear to talk for long. So please listen, and Beto will answer questions for me. I have been on the trail of an occult artifact of great malevolence. The Sedefkar simulacrum. It is a statue, a source of great magical power. Evil power. At the end of the 18th century, it was taken apart and the pieces scattered across Europe. I plan to retrieve the pieces myself and destroy it. The day before last, Barrows and I were attacked in our home by Turkish madmen. I think they too seek the simulacrum, but for foul purposes. We barricaded ourselves indoors, so they tried to burn us alive, but we got away. I am afraid to come out of hiding, my friends, for these men will stop at nothing. Barrows has a plan for us to escape, but less said of that the better. My notes were destroyed in the fire unless the Turks have them. He looks at Meryl, and he grabs your hand. They must not be allowed to recover this statue. I ask you, my friends, please get it, collect it before they can reach it. He breathes, and he lets go of your hand and sits back on the couch. Here is what I remember of my notes. Paris was where the statue was dismembered. The owner was a noble, Comet Fenelic, who lost it just prior to the French Revolution. Some part of it may still be in France. Napoleon's soldiers carried a piece into Venice when they invaded that city. It was sold to Alvis de Gramanchi. Another
Can
friend.
you either speak a little bit slower, or will you give us a chance?
Yeah, I'll
to
give
think
it.
about this?
I'll give you this after I'm done reading it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Another fragment made its way into Trieste at the same time. I do not know what became of it, but look up Johann Wickermann at the museum there. I think there may be a piece in Serbia. Start at the Belgrade Museum. Dr. Mirovan Trodovaki is the curator. I'm sorry, I'm butchering these names. One part was lost near Sofia during the Bulgarian War in 1875. At that time, things of value were hidden from the invaders, so it may be buried somewhere. The final piece was in circulation in Paris just after the Great War and was sold to someone from Milan. I do not know who. That is all I can tell you. This part, he looks at you again, and his eyes are just like desperate. You must try to collect it. When you have it, there is one way to destroy it, and destroy it you must. You must take it back to its original home, a place in Constantinople known as the Shunned Mosque. There are niches there in which it lay. A ritual will destroy it utterly. It is included in a set of documents known as the Sephkar Scrolls, but I have never been able to consult them. I am sorry. I am so sorry, my friends, for what I have unleashed. I am so sorry that I cannot assist you. And I'm so sorry that this burden falls to you, but you have to stop them at all costs, or the world as we know it could be thrown into dismay and darkness. This artifact is powerful and something we have never seen before in the likes. For you, for me, for us, please, I beg of you, do this for me. Go quickly. He struggles with this. God help you. He grabs Meryl's hand, and his face is tears and just all guilt and everything just streaming on it. And at the last of his voice, he lets that out, and Beddoes comes over to him and grabs a glass and gives it to him, and he falls back onto the couch and closes his eyes, and he just looks like completely shaken. And before we continue, I'll post the the speech that I just said to you guys in the handout and clues for you.
I'll pat his hand and say, "Never fear, my friend.
Okay.
You know this is within my bailiwick. I will search for it."
So, Meryl, give me a sanity roll.
Oh boy, already. Okay.
Oh, good job. So you 0. Just like when you get close to his face, the burns are so intense that it makes you like. I mean, you've probably seen things like this in your day, so it really doesn't shock you. But this is your friend. You know, you've known him forever, so
Gotcha.
Yeah, it just kind of like hurts to see what happened to his face, but it's awful looking. But you made a save, so you don't take any sanity.
I'll bless him in a little et filio et spiritu sancto.
Alright, so I posted that, so if you guys want to...
Are you sure we should like go after these pieces? Doesn't uncovering them make them easier to find?
Oh, sorry, I posted
Can they be destroyed one at a time, or does it have to be reassembled?
Oh, right. Sorry, that was do you guys so hold on, let me finish really quick and then I'll get back to you guys. All right. So Bedos silently opens a cupboard and extracts a press. He gives it to Meryl, and within it is 200 new Bank of England £5 notes. It's a lot of money. It's a fucking lot of money. Gentlemen, my master is in mean circumstances by choice to evade those wicked men. He wishes, of course, to contribute to your success and desires no accounting. Before this dreadful attack, he had planned to travel via the simpleton Orient Express. Sorry. The Orient Express service offers the finest, fastest, and most reliable rail transport on the continent, and my master is accustomed to comfort. So he hands over to you the money, and then we'll answer any of your questions, as well as the ticket. But he only had 2 tickets for him and the professor for the Orient Express, so you will have to buy 2 others. Or yeah.
All right. First of all, can we destroy each piece as we find it, or must we assemble them?
I do not know as much as the professor did about the simulacrum, and therefore I cannot answer any of the questions about that.
Do you know if it's the Turkish government as a whole or some sort of secret organization?
I do not know about that. All we know is that the night before last, it was a cult of Turkish men that attacked us. I don't suspect that the entire government would be involved, so I imagine that this is a cult of some sort.
So we're up against a Turkish cult, basically.
So I'm not sure how much 200, but that's a lot of money. So you guys will be set.
That's a crap ton of money.
Yeah, we looked up the last week we looked up like the exchange rate, or like from the 20s to now. So yeah, you guys are set for pretty much the entire campaign.
Assuming we last that long.
Is there a place where these Serefgar scrolls are that we need for this ritual? Perhaps that would be the place to start.
So if you look in I put the handout in the thing, so I'll just.
Right, but there's no place that it says about where this ritual is, where these scrolls are.
He doesn't know much about the scrolls.
Right, but if we're going to destroy it, we need to know what the ritual is, which is in these scrolls. Like, that seems like, why would we gather them until we knew how to destroy them? That just seems bonkers.
Hold on, I thought there was
and dangerous.
Find out as we go.
You call it a simulacrum.
simulacrum.
That's Latin. Yes,
Yeah.
simulacrum. That means a likeness of something. What is it a likeness of?
The Serefkar, perhaps?
Sedefkar.
But it's called the Serefkar simulacrum, which should make me think that's the thing it is representing, if that's what it means, is this Serefkar. Maybe it's Turkish.
So
There's
if you just want kind of like the reason it's not there is because you gotta look for it, guys. But yes, basically you need to collect all the pieces and then go to this place with the scroll and do the ritual to destroy it.
Oh, so the scrolls are at the mosque.
You don't know that.
Okay, there are absolutely no clues about where to look for the scrolls. That's where I would start. But
Yes, that is true.
right.
However, things such as libraries exist.
Yeah, but if that was the case, then the professor would know which library to look in. Like, give us a clue to start looking.
Just a breadcrumb.
Like,
He did-
is
he
this
gave you a little bit.
Serefkar Turkish? Is that a Turkish name? Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, I gave you all I could give you.
I know, it just seems silly that the professor doesn't know when he's been studying it for so long. Like, you should know what Serefkar means.
I'll try to
represents.
compare it to my knowledge of Latin and Arabic and see if I can recognize maybe root words or something from the history.
Okay.
Is that word in the notes themselves?
Mm-hmm.
Is Serefkar?
Mm-hmm.
Your Latin fails.
It's the same name for the simulacrum and for the scrolls that we're looking for.
Okay, so I'll give you a few things to start here. So you could go look in the museum now. You could go to the library. You could follow up on the Turkish thing. Or you could head to Paris, which is and look up this phenolic guy in the library that I told you about before, the Bibliothèque.
National Museum of Paris.
Yeah.
Sorry, library, not museum.
Yeah.
I still think we should follow up with this Turkish thing before we leave.
Would you like to wander by the crime scene where the 3 Turks died?
Yes.
Yes, and then I'd also like to go to the Turkish embassy.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Did you guys
Is this
all
the
get a chance to read this handout well enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
I did anyway. I don't know if the rest did.
Maybe I should name it. Because this will be important for the whole scenario. Simulacrum hints.
You can add it as a handout in Roll20 as well.
Alright, so I pin it then yeah, I'll put it in Roll20 as well then. Do I put that in like the where do I put that?
The same place where the character sheets are. Where you put the haunting and location 9 in the basement, like that.
Yep. All right, let me know if okay, so I put it in there, so let me know if you can you read that?
Yep. I can see it.
Oh, if you click on the magnifying glass, it
Yep.
gets bigger.
That looks good.
Cool. So yeah, so it's in here and it's in there. Like you guys didn't want me to give you lots of hints, so I'm gonna say this right now. If just I'm not gonna give you hints, but if you want one, say, hey, we don't know, we need help, okay?
That's what there's
Does that
actually
sound
a
good?
rule for that in the game. It's I think it's just like a straight
like a knowledge roll.
check. Uh-huh.
Okay, so yeah, so I'm actually gonna ask this. Do you want me, if I notice you guys just completely lost, do you want me to say make a knowledge roll, or do you want to ask me for it? Like, because I don't want to step on your guys' investigating. You know what I mean?
I think you did pretty good earlier when you said that instead of role-playing it out, you just said that the people in the other room at the museum tell you the same thing. That's kind of a game master shortcut for, on the wrong track.
Because I didn't want to make you guys waste your time when there's nothing there, you know?
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Yep.
Okay, so, but if you because this is all over Europe, right? So if you do get completely lost, would you rather me say make a knowledge roll, or would you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I think it'll be pretty easy for me to tell if you guys are completely lost. You guys are in the wrong country, damn it!
How did you guys end up in Canada?
Well, they are a sister country to London. They worship or they follow the Queen as well. Royal family.
Okay.
They're just a bunch of pushovers.
So,
Hey, don't let your Americanness overcome that.
all right, so...
They got independence in 1982. They get no respect.
All right, so you guys head back. So I'm going to say this just to make this easier. You don't need to split the money or keep track of the money. Just all of you are set for any hotels you might need, any food you might need, any kind of thing you might need for this scenario, because that is a shamaki ton of money. So you don't need to worry about that. You will still need to make credit rolls for people's opinion of you and stuff. And if you want to buy something that might be way above your station, then we'll talk about it at that time. But just for a general note, don't worry too much about money.
Okay.
So how would I go about increasing either my, let's see, you said it is appearance or credit rating that they look at?
Yeah, credit rating would increase if you got a promotion, or your level of living increased.
I mean, Dresden this is consistent for, the credit rating is consistent for Dresden.
Yeah, So, like, you know how I let Ronnie roll because, like, he's, like, getting more and more rep with his photography. It's kind of like that. And then Vito got a job at the bar, so then his went up. So
And what can I do? I mean,
I don't know. Be a good detective. I don't know.
well, I mean, that's what I've been doing this whole time. I didn't know anything.
Anyways, okay. So you guys head back, and then in the morning you're gonna head to the hotel?
Yep.
Sorry. This was like the night of the first day of investigating, right? So we go home, we sleep,
Yes.
and then we... Okay.
Yep. Okay. So you head to... Alright, so yeah. Oh, yeah. If there's anything you want to do tonight, go for it before you head to bed.
I imagine it's pretty
it's
late.
pretty late because you guys were about to go to sleep, and then you got the note under your door, and you went right away.
I think I should at least stop at the library on the way to town to see if I can look up some of those names.
Okay. So, so you're gonna go to the library, and are you guys gonna head to the hotel? Or who's going where? Tell me who's going where.
I'm not good at libraries, so I'll go to the hotel.
That's right. Okay.
I'll hop out of the library.
I wasn't planning to go to the library till tomorrow, but okay.
Oh.
Yes, it's the next morning.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's start with the hotel. Okay, so Hello, how can we help you?
Go ahead.
We're looking for information about a about the simulacrum.
Excuse me, we don't speak French.
Is this Turkish, isn't it?
Latin.
This is a hotel.
Oh, we're at the hotel. Sorry. Okay.
If you'd like to
Sorry.
book a room, this is quite. She looks at Vito. This is quite an expensive place. I think you must call ahead for a reservation.
Oh, let's back up a second. Who went to the hotel? Are we splitting up?
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, it did sound like that. So, I guess I missed who was going where then. I know me and Vito are going to the hotel. Is Dresden also coming, or are you going to the library?
I was going to the library.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's Vito
Okay.
and I at the hotel.
Okay, so you and Vito at the hotel, and
Who's got the bag of money?
I think I do.
yeah, Meryl does, but I mean, it's up to you if you want to let other people. I mean, like I said, don't worry about the it logistically.
Okay, got it.
We're here with, well, we were hoping to get a look at the crime scene a couple days ago. And I lift my camera and I say, I'm a freelance photographer looking to get into some of the newspapers.
Oh
I was
my!
wondering if you could give us a glance.
Oh my goodness! What a dreadful event that was. Do you see that maid over there? She's the one that found the bodies. The poor dear thing. She is just utterly shocked. I can't believe she came back to work. And the girl gets excited because lots of people have been coming because they hear about the news, and it's something so crazy that happened. Hey, Jack.
Cat.
Yes, a black cat ran loose in the hotel. It was abominable. All right. Anyways, so yeah, she'll happily lead you to the room. She says, we don't really know much about what happened. But I'm sure if you Here, let me find it. The inspector gave me the card in case anyone came. Here it is. And she gives you a card of an Inspector Fleming from Scotland Yard. If you want to know more about it, I would talk to him here, but go ahead and take pictures of the room if you'd like.
Alright, thank you.
Is there anything you could tell us about the people?
Well, I don't much remember. I don't remember them. They were quite normal, very polite.
I guess would you say they gave off the tourist vibe or more of the business vibe?
I would. That's such a funny question. I mean, well, first of all, they're staying at our hotel, so he must have been quite wealthy, or they must have been quite wealthy. I don't know, triplets? What? I don't. So odd. It's so curious.
Yeah.
Oh,
I agree.
They were traveling from Turkey, so maybe the Turkish embassy would know more.
We plan to go there next. Thanks.
Of course. Please.
Would it be alright if we talk to the maid for a little bit too after I'm done in here?
Sure.
And I'm gonna pull out a I'll pull out a $5 bill. I'll give it to the lady. So it would probably be best if you didn't mention we was around, huh?
Why? Aren't you just curious tourists?
Yep. That's exactly it.
All right.
Wow, that's not suspicious at all, dude.
So while you guys are there, Meryl and Dresden, you head into the library or the reading room. Wait, oh, that's the wrong one. Reading room. Aha!
I was like, that looks like paintings.
I looked up like the actual. Oh no, it's this one. No, yeah, this
You're
one.
cutting out.
That's because I was saying. I looked up like the actual places, so I found some cool black and white pictures for some of them. So you guys head to the reading room. And what exactly are you looking up? The simulacrum or the scrolls, or what are you looking for?
I'm looking for I'm gonna look for this information about the scrolls themselves. Maybe background on the who or what wrote them.
Okay.
I'm going to start at the top and look for Sedekar. Who or what was Sedekar?
Okay. So give me a library roll, both of you. Or library use. And also, oh, perfect. Okay, so,
Wow.
Dresden, you don't find anything. So, I will say that right now, you guys will be here all day. One library use roll is a day. Okay?
So does it take the whole day to do one topic, or can we just
No,
all the
like, so basically you need like a certain number of rolls to get like everything, or like to get each different piece of information. So like imagine you're like researching, right? Like maybe it says like it's a day. So, yeah. So each one would be, you're looking through, trying to find, this is very obscure information as well. So, but anyways, Meryl, you said you were looking up Sedefkar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And after that, I want to find who Count Felinek is.
Oh, okay. So, with your roll, you do manage to find some things about the scrolls. And the last time they were seen was in the Topkapi Museum in Constantinople just before the Great War. Psst, psst, you might want to make a note of that. Uh-oh. Did I die?
Back.
Oh, okay.
What happened to you?
Did you hear me, or do I need to re-say that?
You need to repeat from Constantinople on.
Your stream also ended.
What? Did my internet go out for a second or something? Oh, no, my Twitch stream is still going, but my... Huh. That was weird.
Probably just a hiccup on Discord then.
Okay, so, sorry, you might want to make a note of this. Okay, so you find, I'll just say it all again, the Sedefkar, I cannot pronounce this, Sedefkar scrolls. The last time they were seen was in the Topkapi Museum. Topkapi, I am butchering these names, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Turkey. In Constantinople, just before the Great War.
Before, not after.
Just before. And I'm assuming
How
that...
do you spell that museum, please?
Here, I'll write it in the... Topkapi Museum, Constantinople. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and believe that the Great War is World War I. Right?
Indeed.
Yes. Time frame we are in, yes.
Yes. It would be the Great War.
Alright, so that's you guys. And then back to the hotel. Oh, you take your pictures, and she sent you to the either the embassy or the Scotland Yard. Yeah.
Can we talk to the maid first?
Oh, right. Yeah. So she's... Yeah, go ahead.
Also, is there anything, like, when we're in the room, I want to check to see if there's anything that was, like, missed by the, like, markings or
no, you don't really
objects.
Notice anything.
Okay.
So she just, gives you the story, like, very quietly. Yes, I already talked to the police, but I don't really want to talk about it anymore. Can you hear me? I'm sorry, I went really quiet.
Yes. Is there anything that, like, you remembered after that you didn't tell the police?
No, not really. I just found the man stabbed through the heart. It was awful.
Did you happen to come into contact with them before? Maybe when they went live?
I don't really remember. I mean, everybody here kind of looks, they're just customers, and I'm sorry, I'm not much more help. I know I'm useless.
That's not true. I'm sure you're quite handy around here.
Yeah, sure. Did you happen to hear anything? Maybe you ever heard a conversation, or you heard a fight or something?
No. I'm sorry, I really must get back to work. I would definitely go talk to the police.
Right, we'll do that. Thank you, miss. And, I really don't think that you're worthless. Wouldn't have a job here.
She
Have
smiles.
some value.
Yeah, everybody's got a thing.
She smiles.
Me and the other guy are still at the library, right?
Yeah, your day is there. You must go back another day if you want to do another roll.
Well, Vito, do you think we should go talk to the police first, or go talk to the embassy?
I would say the police should be our next thing. Going to the embassy, don't really know who's who.
Right, but they may know that the name related to that Sir Malcolm and the scrolls.
I would assume so. My thing is, the professor says that they was Turkish. He doesn't know whether they're coming from from the Turkish embassy, or if they're just a cult.
Right, but doesn't it seem odd that there are those three dead men here that were also Turkish?
Oh, absolutely.
Like maybe they're part of the cult that was for this artifact.
Just a stretch, but I can see it.
Well,
The thing is, when we're going into that embassy, we don't really know who we're talking to.
that's true. I guess you're right that the police could probably point us to the right name, at least.
Yeah, I say we go with the police first.
Alright. You gonna be okay with that? No. Not usually on the right. Well, you've had some problems with doing the right thing, so police don't make you nervous?
No.
Alright.
I learned to keep cool around the cops early.
Okay.
I'm a professional.
All right. All right. So, Meryl and Dresden, are you? I know it's the days are gonna get mixed here, but I want to make sure we go back and forth. Are you gonna go back to the library again the next day?
If we have time, sure.
Yeah.
I'd like to try and get a success.
Okay, so let's
That was just embarrassing.
So I know this is gonna be weird timeline wise, but Meryl and Dresden, you're going ahead a day, and Vito and Ronnie, you're still on the same day. Just because I want to let them roll. So why don't you do another roll for me?
This time I'm looking for Count Felinek from Paris and Alvas de Grami from Venice.
Did they give us any information?
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the same thing I did before.
I forgot to tell you this, Rob. So if you fail a roll, you can. It's only with skills. You can push the roll. That means that you can roll again. But if you push it and fail, bad things happen. So like, the best example I can give is if you're trying to like go down rickety stairs, haha, Vito, and you fail, and then you push that roll and fail again, you like fall down the stairs and take damage. So in the library case, if you push and fail, then I would say probably like you just get kicked out or like go
Stay out.
Yeah, or like I don't know. I would think of something in that case, but you can push a roll anytime. It's just know that it's like gambling, right? So
Sure.
and it's only for skills, not for combat.
Right. I have been reading. I remember seeing that in there.
And
Sorry,
Dresden,
I'm
did
having
you roll?
issues loading
We'll see
up.
how Dresden does.
I'm having issues loading up. Give me a minute.
I had to restart Roll20.
Yeah, I'm working on that right now. Library use. I don't know where you're hiding at.
In the elves.
Thanks.
In the elves.
Ha ha ha.
It's not organized that way, unfortunately.
It's not.
It is
Okay, so
generally, but
I
then there's
do.
a few, pieces out of it.
So are we able to meet up between library sessions to meet up for information?
I'm sure I showed him what I found yesterday.
Yeah. Well, you guys were together, so yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna search again for information about the scrolls themselves.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Nice.
So you, Meryl found stuff about the scrolls. Darn it, cat. All right. So I'm gonna give this to you. You don't find anything on Fenelic, but you do find that there is information in the Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris. And that's all I can give you.
Kind of
Okay,
muffled there.
I
What?
can only barely hear you.
Oh my gosh, why does it keep doing this? Okay.
Now
It's probably just because I'm on push to talk and I'm like not pushing it down far enough or something like that. Anyways, so you don't find anything here. You only find a reference that subject of the simulacrum itself in the scrolls. There's information is deduced to exist in the Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris. So,
okay, that's our next stop.
so you can find nothing else here.
I agree with
However,
that.
we will get back to you guys in the library.
Well, now that we've found it, we're heading out.
No, you wait there for a
Well, we're a
moment.
day ahead.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you're a day ahead, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to the guys at the back to the guys at the you're going to Scotland Yard?
Yes.
Okay. So first Alifa, I want to ask you, are you going to talk to your sister at all?
Well, since it's like the middle of the day that we're going there, it would probably be pretty hard to talk to her in the middle of the day. She's probably out somewhere, right? Patrolling the
Okay.
city.
All right. So when you get to Scotland Yard, I believe this one is Scotland Yard here. You search for Inspector Fleming, and he's like very grundled and not really inclined to see you, but the case is so confusing that and he's met your sister, so he lets you in and sits you down and he's like, all right, look, I don't have a lot of time to deal with this, but I respect your sister very much. She's done a lot of really good jobs, so what do you got for me, kid? Why don't you do a fast talk, or fast talk, or persuade.
I think I got that.
Vito with the fast talking. All right. So talking about what are you asking him?
We'd like to know about the Turkish fellows who died in the hotel, and anything about the professor's house burning.
Yeah. My friend here is a reporter. She's doing a story about the murders, or the supposed murders.
He knows, Ronnie. Look. This case is crazy, so I'll give you a little something, all right? I don't think you can. I mean, we're Scotland Yard. We're Scotland Yard, right? We're the best of the best, but maybe your eyes can see something more than we can. And he pulls out like the file. So you can learn 3 things from the file. 1, on each corpse was the identical telegram sent from Paris saying, "Meet me in London at once. Urgent. M." 2, each corpse had been partially skinned. 1 the torso, 1 the arms, and the last the legs. And 3, Muhammad Makrat's shop. He gives you the address for the shop. But he says that the police scoured the place and they didn't find anything out of the ordinary. Just looks like a normal shop.
So I want to do like a kind of insight to determine whether I should tell them about the professor's location. I feel like he may actually be safer in police custody, but I, as a player, don't know if Ronnie would think that's actually true.
I definitely don't.
Well, that's because you don't trust the police to keep people safe.
Like not just
I guess
because.
That would be psychology.
Like so Vito doesn't trust the police, but me personally, I wouldn't trust a government entity, considering that whoever this cult is, they've been running around pretty much unnoticed and unbothered.
Yes, but like
to the
Ronnie's,
point they burned down a house.
Yeah, but Ronnie's sister is police, and so he actually does have faith in like public institutions because he sees his sister do it every day, and he like maybe it would make it at least a little bit harder for these Turkish fellows to get to the professor if he was under protective custody. I don't know.
I mean, if they haven't gotten to him yet, it's probably less to let that lie. And then with us running around, we're going to take most of the heat off of him anyway.
Sorry, I was writing in just roll 20. So do you tell, or you didn't roll at all? Are you gonna tell them?
I sort of want to.
Okay.
Just like in exchange, say, he seems a little skittish and scared, so I don't know. I don't know whether it's better to bring him in under protective custody or not.
Well, of course he should come under protective custody. If you know where he is, you gotta tell us right now.
All right. And I'll give him the place that we found him last night.
Okay.
Just be careful. Tell that too, because he said that some Turkish fellows attacked him, and looking for something that he knew or had.
Jack, will you stop?
He looked rather scared.
Come here, bug. Come here, look. Right on it. All right, and he like gets on his, stands up and he's like, well, I gave you everything. I gotta get over to the professor, so thanks a lot, kid. Keep on the up and up. And then walks away and rings. So, I'll write that info in the chat. And then we're gonna head back over to the library, people. Sorry, I'm detained for a moment.
Don't tell them anything.
Jack knows everything.
How many more visits can we do in our day? Think we could?
I think you're probably done.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, I have a cat on my hair now. Okay. All right. All right.
Jack.
If you look at my screen, he's like on the back of my chair, like a parrot. Can you guys see there? Okay.
As a player, not as Ronnie, but I feel like those skinned areas had some sort of identifying mark.
A tattoo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a safe assumption. Probably cult members.
Okay, your guys' information is there. And now back to the library. All right, so you guys, as you finish up reading, you notice a man slumped over on the books on a table nearby you.
I'll shake his arm and ask him if he's all right.
Okay, so when you go to shake his arm, how do I best describe this? Okay, when you go to shake his arm, his head tilts back and the hat falls off, and you recognize it as Beddoes, and I need you to make a sanity roll for me. And is Dresden there too?
Yep, Dresden is there too, and make me
You'll also
roll.
make a sanity roll for me. Okay,
Oh,
Meryl,
God.
roll a 1d6 for me, please.
Wait, which one? Me? Him. Okay.
Oh my gosh, okay. Alright, so you take 4 points of sanity loss and... Huh? What are you doing?
Sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing.
Oh.
Trying to edit.
So, Father, you take 4, and Dresden, you take 1. The body flops over, and it's clearly dead. And written, like, embedded into his skin is a message. The skinless one will not be denied. And, everybody else around this screams. The library people call the police. The police come rushing in. The place gets closed. You're like shut out from it. But right before all of this madness happens, you And especially Meryl, that image is burned into your mind. The skinless one will not be denied on the body of Beddoes. And that's the end of your day.
Lovely.
If I'm able to gather my wits about me enough, I'll go ahead and issue conditional absolution.
Okay. All right.
Gotta care for the dead, you know.
Yeah, no. In fact, actually, so one thing is when you take sanity, like usually you'll like gasp or do something. So I imagine that when that happens for you, that's probably what you do.
Yep. Might even do a little beginning exorcism, just like, yeah, yikes.
Tristan looks at it like, oh, this again. Kind of cowering a bit and like, ew. Bad memories.
You are such
Who could have done such a thing? Is there anyone around here?
Such a jerk. So if you ask that, no one knows how the body was placed in the reading room.
Of course they don't.
Of course they don't. Yeah, no one knows. The police immediately accused the interns at the University College Hospital, but other than that, no one saw him come in. No one saw anything until you guys found him. And so with that, wait, no, you guys were a day ahead. So Vito and Ronnie would be back to your day, but on back to the normal time. Everyone's on the same day.
The morning of that day, though.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, right. I'm definitely done reading when you go out for a stiff drink and then straight to confession.
Okay. All right. So you were we ending at 11 or 12?
We're done in like 12 minutes.
Okay. So why don't we stop here then? I guess, wait, were you going to go to the embassy?
Yeah, we need to do the embassy and then probably visit his apartment.
Okay, we can do that in 12 minutes then. That shouldn't take too long. All right. Okay. So you head over to the embassy. So then, because then we'll be both done with the day and be on the same page.
Yep.
All right. So you head over to the embassy. Gotta find it. Oh, right. And one other thing. You see this article appear in the newspaper on, both of you do, on this day's morning. All of you see this article. Zoom in.
What the hell? I can't see this yet.
Oh, I put it in I have so many.
I open original, it should pop up in the browsers.
Yeah, she put it in the handouts and clues channel.
Me and Rob can't see this yet, right?
No, this is the morning of your day before you went to the library. Trying to get everybody back on the same day. Okay. If you guys can't read, hold on. Alright, so man disappears in cloud of smoke. Spontaneous human combustion linked to triple murder case. Police are today investigating the disappearance of Mr. Henry Stanley, 41, of Stoke Newington, who was reported missing last night by his landlady, Miss Constance Atkins. She alleges that she heard a cry from Mr. Stanley upstairs room at 8 o'clock. He did not answer to her knocking, and when she opened the door, the room was full of smoke and there was no sign of him. Mr. Stanley is not married. He is a noted train enthusiast and member of the London Train Spotters Association. His disappearance may be a case of spontaneous human combustion. Police have refused to comment on this. Similar cases have been reported in England earlier this century. The most recent known was that of a Mr. J. Temple Thurston, who burned to death in his home of Dartford, Kent in 1919. It has been revealed that the model train set found on the scene had been purchased last week from the shop of Mohammed Makrat. That child toys must have caused the fire. Readers may recall that the 3 bodies, all identified as Mr. Makrat, were found earlier this week in a Chelsea hotel room. Police have not ruled out the possibility of a link between the 2 cases.
Investigators are continuing. Oh, investigations are continuing. Okay. I was trying to read that last sentence and blanked out for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know when you guys are ready and I'll continue with the embassy.
Good.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
So, you arrive at the embassy of Turkey and they can give you out Makrat's age and birth date and his address, which you already have. And would you like to ask them anything?
I'd like to ask them about if they recognize the name.
Of
Sedefkar. Is that a Turkish name? Is it a related Sedefkar?
You've never heard of it before.
They've never heard of it. It's not Turkish.
It might be Turkish. Give me a second. It's not Turkish. Well, I mean, they don't know.
It is Turk.
Could
They
be
don't know.
Babylonian, probably no.
Yeah.
Albania.
In any case, they've never heard of such a thing.
All right.
Nice try. Nice try.
Thought it was, at least Turkish, maybe. Okay.
Good try.
That's why you said it would take us 12 minutes, because there's not much to get.
No, there isn't. You basically get the same thing as the police. So the only odd thing is that his age and birth date are much too young to be the elderly man that the Londoners knew. That's the only odd thing that stands out to you.
And I'm guessing we don't have those passports that the other ones had to know whether it matches that.
I'm looking to see if passport.
Like the article mentioned that they all had passports of
yes.
different travel.
So the people at the counter, when you mention the passports, get actually mad. They're like, the police keep coming in here and accusing us of making duplicate passports, but I assure you that those passports are forgeries, not duplicates, and therefore a British problem, not a problem with Turkey.
So are those men not Turkish then?
They very well could be, but those passports are not legal. And I absolutely resent.
They weren't issued by the embassy.
No, they were not issued by our embassy, no. And I am appalled that the British police think that Turkish corruption is going on here. We have nothing to do with this man and these forgeries.
Well, that's interesting.
Is there any reason why they would use... Right. You may not know, but do you think there's any reason why they would have forged? Like, why would someone want to forge all three to have the same name? Suppose you probably don't know that, though.
I mean, take your pick. Criminals, smuggling, who knows these days.
Right.
But I can give you the address of the Mohammed Makrat that we have on file, whose passport is legit, and he gives you the same address that the police did. Yeah.
Okay.
So the shop is easily enough findable. If you look.
Yeah, I think we could fit that in too, and then meet up with the rest at the end of the day.
Yep. Okay. So, when you go to the shop, it is an antique store. First of all, so that's a one. Getty's Images. Thank you, Getty's Images. So the shop is in Islington. I'm sorry, I'm kind of just gonna story tell this right now since we're running out of time. The shopkeepers say the shop is run by an old Turk, who just a few days ago closed it and has not returned. He was a tech-turned old fellow. The brick is 2-storied. A small closed sign rests on the door. Do you want to go inside? Vito's with you, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you want to go in?
I think we should. Maybe there's a clue inside.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we should probably let's go in through the back.
All right. When we're in there, to reduce the time searching, I'm gonna set up my camera and take photos of the inside, and then we can take our time looking at it later.
Oh, very good.
Once I've developed the photos.
I like that. Okay. All right. So, will you roll a lockpick for me, Vito?
Lockpick.
It's a pretty easy lock, so.
I have locksmith, but I don't think I have a lockpick.
That's the same. That's the right one.
Yeah, I thought you did have. Oh yeah.
It's locksmith.
I don't think I'm gonna get it.
Oh, I thought yours was you. Oh wow. Oh, I thought yours was higher for some reason.
No, not my lockpicking. My medicine is up there.
It's not gonna help you with a door.
Perhaps he's one of those fellows that hides a key under a vase.
Could I
make a luck
could
roll.
I charm?
I'm gonna start looking for a luck roll.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do luck. That's something I can do.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Okay, you find a key in a vase. All right. So, you go inside, and the ground floor is filled with pieces of Egyptian, Arabic, Persian rugs, ceramics. The upper floor is a living space. So why don't you guys roll me an intelligence?
Okay.
Oh, nice job. Okay, so you notice that Mokrat's property lacks luggage other than an old leather satchel with a broken handle. Some of the bedroom dresser drawers are half empty of clothing. It seems like maybe he moved out or is no longer here. And then you find some of his account books and records under the shelves. Do you want to look through those?
Probably.
Why don't you look for those while I go and take shots of downstairs?
Okay. So, in the account books, most of what you find is his goods were imported from Turkey and the Middle East or bought from London auction houses. And why? Do you have accounting?
It is a skill.
Is it a skill?
Yes.
Yep. I don't think anyone's going to have very good skills in it.
That's all you're going to admit. It's a skill.
It is a skill, accounting. However, you did already hear from the police about this, so I'll give you a bonus die if you want to try to get it. But you have a 5, so ganbatte.
Bahati and Zeri.
Vito, are you gonna roll accounting?
I do.
You can
Good.
take a bonus because the police told you something about it. I don't know if you'll find anything though. Oh, roll a bonus die?
What was that?
Roll a bonus.
Yeah. 9.
You mega fail. You don't know. But you can take it with you, so if you want to have the others try to look at it, you can do that. And then,
Yeah.
Alifa, why don't you take some photography rolls for me?
Okay. How many you want me to take?
How many pictures are you going to take? What are you going to take pictures of?
I'm just trying to try to get like each wall maybe, and so 4, I suppose.
Yep, okay, that sounds good.
Just things to look at later, so that if there's like I don't know, maybe occult symbols or something, I can pick it out with a study of the photos later.
It's pretty thorough.
That's good. Okay, so when you guys... You said 4, right? Oh, you failed 1. Oh, okay. Alright. So when you guys finish up, you all meet back at the hotel or wherever you guys are staying to share info. If you want to hand that accounting book to everyone else and see if anyone else can get success on it, you can go ahead and do that. So if everyone wants to try rolling accounting, I don't know if anyone has it.
Nope.
Not this character.
I mean, I could try once. Yeah.
I
We
mean,
all look at it
there's
and have.
always a chance
There's a
that
chance.
even if you have a 5, you can roll a 1 or 2.
It's true.
And then you have a really good chance of improving that skill.
Yeah,
That's true.
Exactly.
Good job today, guys.
No.
I've had you for like 30 minutes. Alright.
Okay. We'll see you next
Okay.
week then.
Yep, bye.